Why is my hair never proper whenever I want to record a video? Forums have become a thing, and I will even say they have become the consultants that seemingly every single person would go to. If you had watched my brief rant about my experience as a financial consultant in another video, I will link it down below, about how I transitioned back to my former job in IT. Well, this is part of it. People often prefer to follow finfluencers or the mess from the forums. Not that I'm doubting the answers, it is basically fine, as the answers from the forums tend to come from their own experiences, while the answers from finfluencers, though can be fake sometimes, they also can come from experiences. However, the frustrating part comes when I mentioned something that is the same as what the normies would have said, and people chose to follow them instead of us, who had worked our burn off with blood and tears, getting all the certificates, spending all the time to deepen our knowledge, studying. Anyway, sorry, I was a bit triggered again when I thought about those days. But now, since I'm just a normie just like you, and I also had wanted to do this for a long time, answering silly questions through a video instead of replying, so let's do this. Why not, right? Maybe I can get the chance to roast or scold you as well. Well, it's not just my intention, you see, but my wife said some of my videos, they sound like as if I'm scolding people when I just wanted to rant my frustrations. But trust me, there were really a lot of frustrations during my time as a financial consultant, mainly because of people like you. Just kidding. But well, I'm just trying to tell the truth here, right? So alright, so bear in mind that these are all just gonna be my unprofessional opinions. Now I'm no longer licensed, so it's just based on my own research and experiences. So let's do the first question. Best credit card for hospital bill. Alright, fun fact. I used to get friends who would ask me which cards to use or which ones are best for them when I was working as a financial consultant. And it can be for people who had just graduated or someone who had been working and would like to transition to using credit cards. For those of you who don't know, there are basically two categories. At least that's how I pretty much see it on a bigger picture, because these days there are just so many terms, but basically there are just two categories. One that gives you back money, and the other one that gives you points or miles for your traveling purposes. The first one is known as cashback or rebate. However you want to call it, they will pretty much similarly giving you back some cash. What this means is that by the end of the month, you would only need to pay less than what you actually had spent for the whole month, because there's this certain percentage of, they call it cashback or rebate or whatever you want to call it. Basically, the bank would pay you back a certain amount of cash based on the total amount that you have spent for the month. So at the end of the day, when you are billed for a credit card bill, the net amount would have deducted some of that amount that the bank kind of have rewarded you. And for the second one though, it is more of like accumulating points, and then you can spend on buying flight tickets or upgrading your seats in a plane, hotel, etc. You won't see the cash being deducted on your bill by the end of the month. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, especially for those of you who pray for miles. Just kidding. For me personally, I'm a cashback slave at this point. The main reason is because I just don't travel as much and I like cash. Enough said. So for this question, personally, I had used both HSBC Advance card and also the UOB Amex card, which officially is actually called UOB Absolute card. Unfortunately, UOB Absolute won't be able to help this person in this case because of, as of 2024, it has been nerfed as well. I mean, let's look at this site. UOB Absolute Cashback Cards. So as you can see, this is the official site from UOB itself. I remember there's this, yes. So basically, okay, so they have actually updated this. This is how they try to lure people, because there are other cards like the Amex True Cashback card, which gives out 1.5%, and you can spend on anything, supposedly anything, quotation marks, I don't know. Yeah, you cannot see me right now, but so this card initially was trying to replicate what that original Amex card is trying to do, but except this trying to give the 1.7%. However, if I'm not wrong, starting from 2024, yeah, I believe it was 2024. I can't remember which month exactly, but they have tried to nerf the card. So for some transactions, they have nerfed it from 1.7% to 0.3%, which is pretty much equivalent to nothing. And it's not just hospital that they were nerfing. It was also including other transactions. I can't remember exactly what they are by now, because these are the main reasons why I cancelled the card, pretty much, because it affected some of the transactions that I had been making. So yeah, it wasn't really good. Yeah, but again, since for this person in particular is trying to get for paying hospital, so yeah, I would say to this question, the short answer is no. But remember, when you would like to take a new credit card, always remember to read the terms and conditions. I know we all like to skip that sweet long TNCs, but for credit cards, it's better to be careful than sorry. I always mention this to all the people who ask me about credit cards as well, because it's very easy to get into credit card debts and it won't be pleasant. All right, next one. Hello, I have crypto start with FTX, going through claim process, would like to ask for advice if I should claim via US or Bahamas. Many thanks, really appreciate, blah blah. So an email saying the US process claim is done, I can claim back. Have you received back already? Thank you. All right. So basically, to summarize this person is concerned about this, his fund that he has placed inside FTX, how to get it back from FTX, how to track the news progress, and whether the emails that the person received are real. This posted anonymously, so I'm just going to address the person with he, because it's easier for me to talk about it. And also, this is about crypto. Let me tell you something. When you work for a company or insurance company that is very reputable, which for my case last time, yes, they are very strict with what their agents can present. And because as you remember, I had written an article for my blog about the Terra Luna crash, even though it was more of like a lesson learned kind of thing. I was being clamped down by the company. Like basically they told me to take down my article because it's related to crypto. But now, since I'm no longer a financial consultant, I can finally talk about crypto freely. Yeah, moving on. Fun fact, I personally had dabbled into crypto, and I too had funds stuck in all these platforms that went down and got into the news, but I always managed to pull out my funds except for the first one, and that's where I learned my lesson, my first lesson I have to say. And I think with all my creativity, I only managed to pull out a bit with a huge loss, albeit but not 100% loss. So this guy unfortunately had his funds stuck in FTX, which we all know what happened to it. It is a centralized crypto exchange that went bust, and his CEO was jailed. It was once as big as Binance, which is also another crypto exchange. Now, if there is one thing about crypto that I would like to share, is that there are a lot of scams going around crypto. I mean, it is way more than the scams from traditional money. And the thing about crypto is that even now, I feel that things are just not set yet. Partially is because that rules and regulations have not caught up with crypto progress. That's why scams are still very bad in this sector. And if you are in the crypto field, you will get a lot of emails, be it free assets, free this, free that, earn X amount, usually a big amount. And the other one is this, sending email that you can claim back your assets that are basically stuck with whatever platforms that have gone bust or filed for bankruptcy, and withhold all the assets inside until the legal process are done. But the catch is you probably have to log in to claim. This is dangerous because the moment they get the credentials and keys, whatever crypto assets they have in the wallet can be stolen. I once almost got scammed by these guys, but my techie spider sense kicked in and decided to open the site source code and take a look at it. And it didn't clear the suspicions. In fact, it erased it. So I decided to build on it instead. So it was really close. That was when during that first experience that I had whereby my fund was locked inside. So yeah, this may seem silly at first, but it can really affect someone and manipulate the person emotionally easily, especially when the person has lost money. I mean, when you lost money, it's very hard to control your emotions. It really takes a lot of awareness and consciousness to control your emotions. And every single person that has this emotion about money, and scammers would love to manipulate that feeling. So be extra careful. Anyway, for FTX, there was this legal letter that they would actually mail from the US all the way to Singapore. Basically, it's trying to tell you the progresses, etc. So I don't trust any emails personally. Always look for their progress on the progress site, if any, or email their support team for clarification. Emails are just one of the ways to scam people, especially during in this age and days with AIs. Yeah, clarifying your doubts directly is always the way to go, or I would say a better way at least. Okay, let's see. Oh boy, this video is taking too long. Maybe I will answer one last question. I initially planned to answer 10 questions and I reduced to 5 and now 3. Alright, last one. If one has cancer, what insurance policies will come into play or good to have? This one is posted anonymously as well and no sub-questions or descriptions. Alright, there are 2 ways to interpret this. One is if there are any policies the persons can get for cancers related matters, and the other one is if there are still insurance policies that are applicable to someone who already had cancer. All right. Now, a fact, not a fun fact, just a fact. Typically, when one is already diagnosed to have cancer, he or she will not qualify for any policies. This is because it has become too huge of a liability for insurance companies to take in. Because companies also want to earn money, right? I can talk about this deeper if you would like to know. Anyway, if the person is asking about the second interpretation, then generally there isn't any. But I do know that Great Eastern has one policy that still allow people to take even though the person has cancer or diabetes. I can't remember exactly what the name is now, and I tried to search as well, couldn't find it. But if you really want to know, you can comment or DM me directly and I can ask the trusted agent in the Great Eastern directly. I know those people. Now, for the first interpretation, there are quite a number of insurance policies out there that can cover cancer matters. Very easy to find. Any companies have it, so I won't elaborate further there. But if you would like to know, I can talk more about it another time. However, there's one thing to take note. Please. Always remember to read what you want to purchase so you understand what coverages you are actually getting. Remember that. Very important. Don't be a blur sotong, because whenever we talk about health, we are talking about your own precious life. Alright? Remember that. So, that's all for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Let me know also if you'd like to have more of such session, or maybe if you have your own questions, you can comment them as well. If you like this video, please do leave a like, as it will help this channel a lot. Stay hydrated, stay curious. Catch you on the next one. Peace.